Michael Gaine was a 56-year-old farmer from Kerry East, just outside Kenmare, County Kerry, Ireland, known as a quiet, hard-working man. He managed cattle and sheep on his family farm while leading a simple, consistent daily routine. Neighbors described him as reliable and friendly, the kind of man who kept to his work and rarely missed a day tending to his animals. Farming had been his life from childhood, and his days followed a rhythm shaped by the seasons and the land. Michael was also deeply rooted in his community. He enjoyed local motor rallies and had many friends in the rally world, who later became crucial voices in raising awareness when he vanished. He lived with his wife, Janice, and was considered a man of habit, someone whose sudden disappearance drew immediate alarm because it was entirely out of character. On the morning of March 20, 2025, Michael followed what appeared to be his normal routine. At 9:48 a.m., CCTV captured him at the Centra store in Kenmare, where he purchased phone credit. He was wearing an orange woolly hat, a black fleece jacket, blue jeans, and black boots. After his purchase, he walked calmly back to his bronze Toyota RAV4 and drove away, the last confirmed public sighting of him. A short time later, his vehicle was found parked back at his farmyard in Kerry East. Inside the car were his wallet and mobile phone, items he rarely left behind. This discovery immediately concerned both his family and Garda, as it was unusual for Michael to leave the farm without his basic belongings. His disappearance was reported soon after when he did not return home. Within days, Garda launched a large-scale search operation focusing on Michael's farm and the surrounding wilderness. The terrain around Kenmare is rugged, a mixture of dense forest, bogland, streams, and steep hillsides, and required a coordinated effort. Garda units, the Defense Forces, search and rescue dogs, the Garda Water Unit, and local volunteers joined in the extensive search. Throughout late March and April, teams combed farmland, woodlands, ditches, water tanks, and outbuildings. Searchers walked mile after mile in difficult conditions. Drones and specialist equipment were also used to survey remote areas. Despite the intensity of the operation, no sign of Michael was found, and concern continued to grow each day. By late April, Garda announced that the case had been formally upgraded from a missing person investigation to a homicide investigation. This change indicated that investigators had determined, based on evidence gathered, that foul play was strongly suspected. Garda appealed again for witnesses, especially anyone who might have seen Michael or his vehicle between 20 to 21 March 2025. Authorities also requested dashcam footage from several routes near Kenmare, including Mall's Gap, the N71, and the R568. The shift in classification deeply shook the community. This was no longer simply a search for a missing man. It was now the search for answers in what Garda confirmed to be a criminal case. In May 2025, Garda confirmed that partial human remains were found on Michael's own farmland, including in and around areas involving slurry tanks and farm structures. Forensic specialists and pathologists were immediately brought in to process the scene, collect evidence, and extract DNA for confirmation. The discovery was a major turning point in the investigation. After laboratory testing, Garda officially announced that the remains recovered were positively identified as those of Michael Gaine, confirmed through DNA analysis. This confirmation provided the first definitive answer to what had happened to him, though many questions about how and why remained unresolved. The identification marked the beginning of a deeper forensic investigation into the circumstances surrounding his death. Michael's community, especially the local rally scene, responded with heartbreak and solidarity. Rally drivers added decals to their vehicles. "Bring Mike home, Kenmare," a tribute seen widely during the Rally of the Lakes. Supporters held small vigils and gathered at his farm to show support for his wife, Janice, and his extended family. Michael's death struck deeply in Kenmare, where he had been a familiar face for decades. The quiet farming community expressed grief and shock that a man so well-known and well-liked could be lost in such tragic circumstances. The identification of his remains gave loved ones a measure of closure, but the investigation and uncertainty surrounding the full events kept emotions raw. Following the DNA confirmation, Garda intensified investigative efforts. They seized multiple items from the farm, including tools and potential evidence, for forensic testing. Reports confirmed that weapons and objects from the property were being examined for DNA, fingerprints, and trace evidence. Investigators continued interviewing witnesses, reviewing phone data, analyzing CCTV footage, and collecting statements. Garda emphasized that hundreds of lines of inquiry were active, and the public was still urged to come forward with any information, even minor details that could help reconstruct Michael's final hours. As of the latest confirmed information, Michael's remains have been identified, but the investigation into his death remains open and active. No arrests or charges have been publicly announced, and Garda continue to treat the case as a homicide. The community, while devastated, continues to unite around Michael's family, hoping that the full truth will be uncovered. Michael Gaine's story is now a lasting reminder of how quickly an ordinary day can turn into a tragedy that shakes an entire county. His memory lives on through those who knew him, and the ongoing search for justice ensures that his story will not be forgotten. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment, because behind every case is a family waiting for answers. Keep sharing their names, keep asking questions. Together, we bring light to the missing and truth to the unknown.